lovers of freedom, we are just registering history on this historical moment of our life. We are registering every history. But if you know that you have been supporting this movement, starting from the autopilot, down to now, we have the government in exile and the government home and abroad. Go and say thanks to your God for giving you wisdom. The first time the five Eastern governors are coming together, the first time the 15 senators are coming together, the first time the true democracy is coming together, the first time everything is coming together, and the Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is the symbol of democracy. And here we go with everything we have. Please.
We say. Okay, then, let's share our last story. You know, since June 2021, when he was controversially renditioned to Nigeria from Kenya, detained leader of the segregationist group, the Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB or IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, has made headlines as the southeast zone of the country has almost been brought to its knees, no thanks to the twin evil of sit at home and the so-called unknown gunmen. But let's tell you that senators from the southeast zone have met with the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, to demand the release of the detained IPOB leader. The 15 senators, led by Inyinaya Abaribe of Abia South, met the AGF on Wednesday and handed him a letter of the plea. Tony, do you see any light at the end of the tunnel?
Yeah, you know, it goes beyond seeing light at the end of the tunnel.
Okay.
Yeah. If he's released, I commend the Southeast senators and Southeast governors standing up for the first time to speak in unison.
You know, they did that some days ago.
Yes, for the first time, you know, in one voice and demanding for his release. But I think it goes beyond demanding for his release.
Okay.
On the part of Kanu himself, he needs to show some kind of remorse.
Kanu should play ball.
Restrain, yes. You know, from his verbal
outburst.
You know, considering the past, you know, his past actions. He needs to be circumspect if and when he's released. If and when it's released, if the president should sit to the demand. Because we're talking about political solution here. The Southeast needs to come to start breathing again. Sit at home has killed that region. Let's be realistic about it.
No less so the so-called unknown gunmen.
Because of unknown gunmen. It has killed, it has riddled that region economically and otherwise. That on a Monday, people, for many years now, do not go to work. Schools doesn't, you know, operate. Some state governors came and were trying to, you know.
Thanks to Enugu governor.
Then
he's taking the...
Soludo tried initially, but I don't know. Then Enugu state governor was firm on it.
Yeah.
You know, they all came out trying to see how, but beyond that, I think his release will calm the restive situation in that region.
Okay.
It will calm the situation. It will it will bring back the economy, you know, economy of that region. People can now move freely. I've seen a lot of people when you say go to this, even on apart from Mondays, I'm going to this house. They go and do what? People are scared of visiting that region. So if his release can change all these whole scenarios, no problem. But then I think he himself has a lot of work to do.
All right, CK, the governors, the 5 governors of the Southeast met on the same issue some 2, 3, 4 days ago. Your governor of Imo State is the chairman of the Southeast Governors Forum. For a region that's seen to lack a consensus, do you see the senators' move gaining ground?
Well,
if you understand where I'm coming from.
I understand, but let me tell Tony that our region is peaceful now.
Oh, really?
Yes, it is peaceful.
You're forgetting that I'm
Wait,
almost
that
close
is
there.
what I'm saying.
Yes,
No, I saw
no,
it. I
Tony,
including you. I said, okay,
Tony, did he put it in his notes?
let me. I said our region
Yes,
is peaceful
okay.
now.
Okay, I understand.
But coming back to what you're saying, citizens in June, I've always said that the issue of Kanu, the solution to the issue of Kanu, should be political, not judicial. It should be political. There is always a political solution to every problem. And I've raised it several times on this program. And I gave a situation like what happened with Igboho. It was treason. It was treason. It was the same thing Nnamdi Kanu was agitating for. That's what Igboho was saying. He was talking of a Yoruba nation. Whether he was able to, in fact, he got to a point where he was even to be arrested by DSS, and he took off, and they ran to Benin Republic. After some killing in Oyo State or some headsmen and the rest of them, whatever. But at the end of it all, the issue was settled in Benin, he was released, and it's Nigeria. Our good friend, Showore, was also charged for treason. You've forgotten. That is what Showore was charged for. He was inciting people, he was doing that. His passport was seized. And in fact, the court at a point restricted Showore within Abuja, that he must not go beyond Abuja. At the end of it all, the AGF, the current AGF, withdrew that case, and Showore was given back his passport. He's presently in the United States of America. And I've said it time and time again. Yes, he has some hard, he was a bit hard on some of the issues, but of recent, you've seen his utterances that whatever it is going to take,
He'll give
to bring peace to the region. Yeah.
and he has come out consistently, starting with the issue of, that's why I say our region is peaceful, starting by saying that he is against anybody enforcing the seat at home. And you come to realize that, and that is what we must always say to where he belongs. The seat that what you're having is now in Southeast is hooliganism on the part of some individuals who are taking advantage of the situation to be able to cause havoc. And because of somebody who is outside the country, who is somewhere in Sweden or whatever he is,
Finland,
and continue to manipulate some individuals, arming them, and they are causing havoc.
All right.
So what I'm saying, just to round up, citizen, the fact is that the move by the governors, don't forget that the senator,
and now the senator,
it was this same Abaribe
They stand bail for him.
that stood bail from Nnamdi Kanu. You've forgotten. He was the same person.
Yeah.
I don't know whether he's the 100 million that he used that shot, whether he got it or not. But there's a concerted effort now. Not only the governors, the senators, the House of Rep members, and even leaders of thought from the South, including the Ohaneze, Igbo. You remember what Chief Iwanya have been saying all these days. Even the one that died, Chief was and the rest of them. Mbazulike, that is Mbazulike, that very old man. So I agree with you that Nnamdi Kanu should be able to calm down.
All right.
And that is a bet that he should not be released. I think his release will bring some relative peace.
Tony, hear this. Nnamdi Kanu himself says, wheeler dealers in the Southeast region are those fueling instability there. Can we tame them?
Yeah, that's the assurance they need to get from him. Because he's the last...
And he adds, release me in 2 minutes.
Yes, all these things resolved.
So
do
you trust that?
Because, yes, I mean, there must be a commitment. You know, it's kind of a negotiation here between him and government. You know, so they must be able to draw some commitments from him.
Kanu must play ball. He must play ball.
He has to play ball. You know, because a lot of lives are, were lost in the process. You know, so we don't want a situation where he comes out today. Some people may want to take advantage of his release to start causing another, situations that Nigerian cannot afford to, to stand at this point. So for him to come out, there must be some black and white on a piece of paper. It must be more, when you come out truly, he said it, which means he's aware. CKN doesn't want to mention the name. We know what Simon Ekpa has been doing from Finland. Simon Ekpa. Yeah, he said someone from Finland.
He's an opinion leader in the Biafran saga.
Yes.
So he has a role to play.
But I don't know why the government has been keeping quiet, on that guy. But let's, if tomorrow Nnamdi Kanu is released and is still the guy in Finland is still making noise, then I think government should take another step. It's not about keeping quiet here. Someone sees another country in another country and be throwing bomb into another, and the government is sitting watching helplessly. We cannot allow that to fester.
CK, and hear this. Unbeknownst to millions of Nigerians, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu enjoys a dual citizenship, Nigeria and Britain. But Britain is quiet in all of this.
Yes, Britain should be quiet.
But you understand
I do.
where I'm coming from.
I do.
Yeah.
You cannot interfere in the affairs of another country. That is
No, but he's a citizen of
he is a citizen.
the other side, yeah.
His primary citizenship is Nigeria. Yes.
It's first and foremost.
It's first and foremost a Nigerian. Before you can go to US tomorrow and get citizenship of the US. It doesn't preclude you from becoming being a Nigerian. But the fact remains that, in as much as that is the case, let me also say this so that we can put this together. The Chief of Defense Staff, some weeks back, came out and said something about the issue of Simon Ekpa. So we can give it to the military. Let me also use this opportunity. I always want to use that to also thank Nigerian military.
Yeah.
The Nigerian military, especially the army, have done a lot within the past 1 year, 2 years. And I must also thank the heads of these military agencies. The way and manner they have been able to manage the crisis in the Southeast. It has brought a lot of relative peace within that region.
And calm.
And calm. So whenever we are talking about these relative people, we should also thank the military, especially the Chief of Army Staff and also the CDS. The military have been doing what they lost about how many of their men in Abia a few days ago. Just like that. So they have been paying the supreme sacrifice to be able to bring peace. And which is why I said, in as much as we're going to get, Nnamdi Kanu has given his words that he's committed to this peace. He's committed to be able to make it. And he said it time and time again that most of these people causing this havoc are not his members. They are not.
When it comes out, we need to
say he's not the member. And he said, release me. And I can tell you authoritatively, I'm not a member of IPOB. I can tell you authoritatively, quote me, if Nnamdi Kanu is released tomorrow, there will be relative peace. There is no governor in the Southeast that commands the respect that Nnamdi Kanu commands in the Southeast.
Okay, which for me is a little sad. Which is sad.
But that is the fact, it's the truth. There's none.
Okay, I grant that, but then look at the bigger picture. My people in Akwa Ibom, traveling home from Lagos, for instance, dread going through the Southeast.
They don't have a big road for this thing. For Lekki now, they don't have a big road for now.
Make I wait.
Make I wait until they finish that one.
Tony, be careful of this money.
After on the road now, when it was 700 kilometers, the big go pass for Lagos. Papa reach your village.
To finish the question.
The man not allow me. Okay. So when we talk about a political solution, you know, whoever is listening will forget that there are difficulties that must be removed. Political solution.
That's the channel we're in now. Yes, that's why everybody is standing up.
Are we ready to remove the difficulties?
The difficulties is what sitting down with him. I think that's the solution. He said he has the magic wand when released to solve the problem of the Southeast. Southeast, for me, at this point, needs peace. If I get your question correct, they need peace, and he's saying, "Release me." And I think, without Nnamdi Kanu, I think southeastern part of this country need peace. At the point in this country, Southeast used to be the most peaceful region in this country. You've never heard the killings, but this day is becoming a recurring decimal.
Tony,
so if the political solution can solve it, because we're going to the court,
but
and it's frustrating.
I'm troubled that the Southeast region is the region of the late Nnamdi Azikiwe, the late Dim Emeka Ojukwu. and many other dignitaries.
Okay.
But it is not. It has not known peace.
Yes.
Because of this. No.
Yes.
I think it's because of this.
Yes.
If
used to be peaceful
Nnamdi
before.
Kanu is released today,
Yeah.
don't you think those who are gaining by this insecurity
what is their number? And it's inconsequential at this point.
Okay.
Let me tell you.
It's inconsequential.
But have you seen the picture?
I think I'm getting your point
I
now.
agree with you. You know, sometimes we overplay.
Just like
this-
Boko Haram.
Let me tell you. Sometimes we overplay the issues within the Southeast. For goodness sake, just 3 days ago, a suicide bomber detonated bomb in Borno State at a wedding. About 30 lives were lost. Have you ever seen a suicide bomber in the Southeast? So every region has its own peculiar issues with security. The only problem we're having in this under the circumstances is that Nnamdi Kanu seems to be the issue.
Is the main point.
person. Yeah. But let me lay this on you.
Yeah.
My country, your country is hurting from many sides.
Yes.
So while we look this way, we must.
The lesser we have, the lesser conflict we have,
Yeah.
It's better for the country.
which is also why we are talking of issues happening in River State. That we should be able to handle this issue
at this level before it deteriorates
it's now raised,
gravitates into-
because that's how it starts. How did Boko Haram start? They were doing the no school. They're going to go to school. Before you know it, they killed the leader of it, and that's when we have the issue.
Yeah.
In River State now, we've been saying it. Let us resolve this problem before we start having these young men going back to the creek and start destroying what we have. Presently, we cannot even meet our OPEC quota when it comes to issue of. So the problem is that we always leave issues until it gets out of control before we're able to lift it. When this issue of IPOD started, if we have been able to engage effectively, I don't think we have gotten to the
No. But IPOB didn't start the whole Wahala. It started from Masob.
It started with Wazirike.
But-
Yes, of course.
yeah.
But it wasn't that way.
It wasn't that
It was
way.
just-
Nnamdi was an integral part of Masob until he was chucked out.
Citizens, you've forgotten that we had OPC. We had issue with OPC.
in
Lagos, they
1989,
started before Fashewu and what's his name?
Gani Adams.
Gani Adams fell out. And there were a lot of killing within the Southwest. But the government of President Obasanjo came in,
Called the bluff.
off the bluff, and kicked
Against
quote and unquote the butt of certain people, and
Yeah.
everybody surrendered. So that's why I think that it must
It's
always be
doable.
the carrot
It's doable.
and stick
And the
It's
stick.
approach.
doable,
Okay.
it's doable.
Carrot and stick approach, and we'll get this.
So let me, in the summation, I can say Nnamdi Kanu is ready to play ball. And so we put into proper context the intervention of the governors of the Southeast and now
and the
senators.
Yes.
And all the stakeholders
So,
who are not speaking, yet.
And the AGF also have a
Within the
very,
AGF,
very big
I agree,
role.
the
Yeah,
big
okay.
role. AGF is good.
Legal
man.
gentlemen, we must go, but not before thanking Chris Kennedy Wandu, CKN. I greet you.
Thank you very much, citizen.
And gentleman Tony Nwaje.
Thank you so
I must
much.
say thank you.
Thank you, man.
Yes, thank you,
Nigeria
Biafrans.
from Kenya.
Thank
Detained
you
leader of
for joining. We are just recording. We are recording these things down because it's good for us to keep all these things down. That is what we are doing. When we will come back to our analysis, everybody will be understanding what is happening. It is time for Nigerian media to speak. We have been speaking. But one thing you have to do is, if you know that you have been supporting this Biafran struggle since time our prime minister take over this movement, you should be very proud of yourself. You can hit your chest and say that God blessed you with wisdom. Today, the Nnamdi Kanu, all of them joined hand to rendition. The Operation Python Dance, all of them joined hand to sign. Today, Nnamdi Kanu is their savior. So, lovely Biafrans, we are returning. We are just keeping things. That is our job for now. Recording. You know, from Bridge, they said we don't need to go inside deep analysis. Let them play their own game. Let us see how they are playing. So stay tuned. We are turning back now, in just 5 minutes.